All right, thank you everybody for joining today. We're going to be talking about how your Oracle future just changed as a result of Oracle Database at AWS being introduced, and what are the benefits and advantages that brings to all the AWS customers out there that are running Oracle workloads on AWS. So, quick overview of the agenda. Why is this a game-changing moment with Oracle Database at AWS? How do we get here? What was the journey that brought us to this moment? What are some deployment options for true Oracle maximum availability architectures in AWS, right? What are the different service models? How does AWS integrate into this architecture? We'll talk about Oracle RAC and availability, pricing and licensing benefits, customer success stories, optimization and license assessment. How do you embark on this journey if you want to evaluate how to take advantage of this new service along with the entire portfolio of Oracle solutions on AWS? So my name is Mihir Patel. I'm the VP of Cloud Infrastructure here at Apps Associates. And today I'm joined by my friend and colleague, Amit Mohanty from AWS. Amit, if you want to do a quick introduction.
Sure. Thanks, Mihir, and the whole Apps Associates team for giving me this opportunity. Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to this webinar. My name is Amit Mohanty. I'm a partner solutions architect here at AWS, focusing on helping partners and customers architect their Oracle workloads on AWS with both AWS and Oracle's best practices. And in my role, I closely work with system integrators, GSIs, and Oracle teams to design solutions that not only migrate Oracle databases securely and efficiently, but also unlock new opportunities, right, with AWS services around analytics and AI/ML. Been with AWS for more than 3 years now, and super excited to be here and talk about this new offering, Oracle Database at AWS. So yeah, thanks, and back to you, Mihir.
Thank you, Amit. So the game-changing moment is here. So what is it, right? So over the past 16 years or so, right, customers that ran Oracle on AWS didn't have the full capabilities of the Exadata performance, right? So a lot of customers put those Oracle enterprise workloads in other clouds, things like that, left it on-prem, just moved the application servers to AWS, et cetera. They needed Oracle RAC. We evaluated customers, hey, do you really need Oracle RAC, this, that, and the other? And, or AWS simply didn't have the capacity in terms of the instance types to be able to support it. Well, all of that's gone. Now we get the full power of Oracle RAC, Oracle Exadata, et cetera, for those last enterprise-based workloads that we may not have been able to migrate to AWS. It's possible now. We can put all of it into AWS and have one cloud to rule it all, right? We can use the power of Oracle Database at AWS along with all the other services that AWS has to offer. So we can migrate the most critical Oracle workloads that you probably were hesitant to move before, right? We've had customers that over the past 3 to 5 years, they're like, hey, this is too costly. I can't move it. It's too complex. This is my mission critical ERP, or, I really, really need Oracle RAC capabilities. There's no way I can run this without Oracle RAC. Well, I don't have to compromise today. Today, we can run those critical enterprise workloads that we're running potentially even on Exadata today on-prem. We can run them on AWS. So it gives us the AI-ready infrastructure. So a lot of times what we've seen is customers have gone to purpose-built databases for RAG, vector, et cetera, capabilities. And they're like, well, I've already got investments in Oracle, which has all these capabilities with 23 AI, and I only had to manage one database technology. And we've introduced new technologies into our IT ecosystem, and thereby having to have additional skill sets, resources, et cetera. Well, now with this feature, this capability with Oracle's Autonomous Database, which we'll talk about in a bit, and 23 AI capabilities, we can run all the vector, RAG, AI types of enterprise data workloads that we've wanted in a single database that we've probably had for 20, 25 years. We've got an entire team already available and skilled and ready to do it. Within our IT organization, I don't have to introduce net new purpose-built technologies to do it. We're ready. We're honored at Apps Associates to be one of the few launch partners. We're one of 5 globally that both Oracle and AWS have recognized to support this new service, Oracle Database at AWS. With this service, you need to know, understand, how do you manage and maintain Exadata? How do you deploy that type of power and technology into an AWS ecosystem? So we're one of those few partners that have capabilities both on the AWS side as well as the Oracle Exadata and Oracle Cloud side to be able to bring it. This service sits natively within AWS. So I get to manage everything through the same beautiful interface that our teams have managed through AWS for years. And we're one of the few partners that can deliver and help you achieve that success. So what do customers get? You get microsecond latency, because now this Exadata hardware, because it sits within the AWS availability zones, you get 0 ETL transactions for analytics, AI services. You can leverage Bedrock, Redshift, etc. Unified billing through the AWS Marketplace. Everything that you're familiar with on AWS, you get, and now you get the ability to deploy the power of Oracle Exadata against your AWS workloads. And there's a lot of enterprise customers that have already adopted, have done an early adoption, and are evaluating the service, and we're in the process of implementing right now. So let's talk about all the different ways we can deploy Oracle on AWS. We have the customer managed options that have been around for 15 years, since Apps Associates was one of the first Oracle competency partners. We've been doing the customer managed solutions for 15 years with EC2, the bare metal, and dedicated host options. You bring your license, we spin up an EC2 or a solution, and then we deploy Oracle database, and we're off and going, right? But we had to manage, maintain, patch it, etc. We just had to take care of the care and feeding of that Oracle database. Then we've helped AWS develop RDS for Oracle. RDS is the relational database service for Oracle. You obviously have standard edition, and you can bring IOL for your enterprise licenses as well. And we've done that for customers. So that takes away some of the patching, maintenance, labor costs that folks had to do with the fully managed service. You were able to do that with the RDS service to bring customers value with the RDS. Well, now we can add the autonomous database dedicated into the full fold of the fully managed database, all running on an Exadata platform as well under the fully managed stack. Then there's a co-managed stack, right, where we have RDS custom for Oracle, where we needed a little bit more capability, a little bit more access to enable certain types of workloads in RDS. Still managed, but it's co-managed, but giving us the ability to pick and choose the right RDS solution from a co-managed perspective as well, both on the shared tenancy as well as the bare metal. And now with Oracle DB at AWS, we get a new co-managed service offering where we deploy it into, provision this into our AWS accounts, and then we just manage the components that we need to as the customer on the Exadata. AWS and Oracle take care of the Exa patching and all of those things for us, and we get the full power of Oracle RAC and Exadata as a result of it. But how do we get here, right? Exadata and the Exadata platform at Oracle has been around for almost 20 years. 2008 was the first launch of Exadata. So a lot of the Oracle database warehouse workloads, et cetera. And then Oracle acquired Sun, and we were off to the races. Exadata became the de facto, we consider gold standard with a lot of these enterprise workloads in the financial services industry, the insurance, the fintech, automotive, etc. Lots of large enterprises adopted Exadata as their de facto database platforms for numerous reasons, right? The capabilities, it's an engineered system designed to work with the Oracle software. It gave customers a unique capabilities with hybrid columnar compression, et cetera, et cetera. There's numerous capabilities that Exadata brought to with the Exa software, along with the power of the Oracle database that allowed it to get adopted into a lot of these customers, right? So then Oracle brought that same capability into the Oracle Cloud infrastructure. It's great, but it was only available to those customers that were in OCI. And a lot of customers didn't want to just be in OCI. Obviously, there are customers that ran a lot of their applications, developed net new applications on AWS, but they weren't able to take advantage of the power of the Oracle database on Exadata with AWS. So what do we do between 2015 and this year for the past decade? We bifurcated it. We put the applications on AWS and we put the database on OCI. It was okay. It worked in most cases, but latency and those things became a problem. So those applications that were latency sensitive, we just kind of dealt with it as customers. We had issues. We just provided lower levels of SLAs for our end customers until now. We just lived with it. Today, we don't have to live with it. Starting in December of 23, Oracle started partnering with the other hyperscalers like Azure. They launched Oracle Database at Azure in 23, in 24 Google, and now in 25 with AWS. So no longer were customers limited to just running their Oracle Exadata workloads and Oracle's own cloud. Oracle opened up the ecosystem by establishing these partnerships, and the multi-cloud revolution has begun. We are seeing such huge demand ourselves. So I think Larry Ellison's comment on, we're seeing huge demand from customers. They want to use multiple clouds. Absolutely, they want to use multiple clouds. They want to run their Oracle database workloads in the hyperscaler of their choice and not compromise from latency, connectivity, performance, licensing, et cetera, et cetera. And now with the Oracle DB at AWS service being GA and available to us, no more compromise. We can run the Oracle database technology we've needed with the full power of Oracle Exadata and all the benefits of support rewards, not having a license tag, tuning, et cetera. There's certain benefits that we get only by running Oracle DB at AWS that we were only afforded if we had chosen Oracle's cloud in the past. As of July of this year, no more. We can run the same Oracle database, get the full power and value of that investment in Oracle's database on AWS that we've always wanted. With this, it allows us to create a new maximum availability architectures that were not available to us. Why? Because Oracle RAC simply was not available on AWS. I get this debate a lot. A lot of customers say, well, yeah, that's not true, Mihir. We were able to do this with, this, that, and the other with these other solutions, et cetera. I go, yeah, but either it wasn't fully supported by Oracle, so you're putting your business at risk, or you got RAC-like. It wasn't really Oracle real application clusters that you really want, right? With one node going down and the entire workload being supported by the surviving nodes in Oracle RAC architectures, right? So with Oracle DB at AWS, we can fully achieve a true maximum availability architecture that we've grown accustomed to on our on-prem architectures with Exadata or in OCI in some cases. So we're able to really run our mission critical workloads the way we always wanted to in AWS that we may have re-engineered and kind of compromised over the past 10 years. Today, we don't have to compromise. If we need it, we got it. Can run the full power of Exadata and Oracle RAC within the Oracle DB at AWS service. And if y'all want to know about what maximum availability architecture is, please reference that URL below. So what is Oracle Database at AWS? Well, it's essentially an Oracle Exadata hardware physically residing in the AWS data centers. So it allows for that microsecond latency, and it's dedicated infrastructure. So it's yours. You get 2 servers and 3 storage nodes, and you can scale from that, right? You pay for the kit, and then you pay for the eCPUs as you grow. So you can scale into it. You can expand in the capacity. You can use rack, right? Let's say, hey, for these workloads, I need rack, and these I don't. So I think we're going to end up coining Oracle DB at AWS Lite. There's even an option to just run VMs within this. Because let's say I'm running into licensing thresholds, things like that. This device and this infrastructure allows us to literally not have to worry about our latency issues. It allows us native integration, right? Direct low latency connectivity to AWS, which Amit will expand upon in the coming slides, right? So we're able to take advantage of the AI and analytics and those types, Redshift, et cetera, Bedrock, et cetera, services within AWS that, I was probably doing egress costs for, right? I don't have to worry about egress. Because why? Because this service sits natively within AWS. So no more cloud egress costs to worry about, which tend to be one of the highest line item costs for most customers. With this, they get the full power of it within the AWS ecosystem. Unified billing. Get a consolidated bill through AWS. I can take advantage of my private pricing agreements. I get better discounts on AWS because I'm running Oracle Database at AWS. In AWS, I get the same Oracle support rewards that I used to get on OCI. I get 1 proc is equal to 4 vCPU equivalent on this, etc. So I get all the capabilities, I get the better price performance, and I get to just manage all my billing through AWS. Enterprise security, along with the Oracle databases, security capabilities, etc. You get the full standard AWS infrastructure protection and everything that we've already set up through our control tower setups or landing zones before that to secure our cloud infrastructures. Oracle DB at AWS plugs right into that ecosystem. Nothing new to worry about. No special security things to consider. If it's right into the existing AWS security framework that we're all accustomed to. Performance, you get the full power of the Oracle Exadata from the Oracle database being engineered to run on Exadata. You get that capability that you've always wanted in AWS today. So we can move it from on-prem or OCI. We have quite a few customers that are evaluating moving out of OCI and into AWS because they've designed these bifurcated architectures where the application tiers were sitting in AWS and the databases were sitting in OCI, resulting in latency issues. We have customers that are like, wait a second, I don't have to run this bifurcated multi-cloud solution where I have to have OCI skills and AWS skills. I can just merge all of that by moving all of this workload into AWS. Yes, you can. You can do that today. I don't have to worry about latency issues. I get better pricing holistically for everything I'm running in AWS as a result of that. I get my Oracle support rewards, so my Oracle license update and support bills are still reduced because I've been running it on OCI. I've been getting 25 cents on the dollar relief on standard licenses, or 33% if I was on a EULA. I get that not only performance in AWS, but I get the pricing parity that I did on OCI in AWS. Amazing. So same cost as I was running in OCI, get to run it in AWS and have one framework and one construct to deal with. So what are our service options? There's Exadata database service on dedicated infrastructure, right? So this is our traditional Exadata hardware in the AWS data center. It's deployed there. It's great for Oracle applications. At Apps, we have reference architectures for Oracle eBusiness Suite, PeopleSoft, et cetera, coming. That will be available. We'll send you guys the links to that. Obviously, the standard Oracle database workloads, whether they're rack or non-rack, we can run them on this hardware. The customer manages the database, right? And manages the underlying infrastructure. So you get to choose when does the Exa patches go out, when does it get updated, et cetera. So it allows us the affordability to co-manage this with the power of the Exadata infrastructure. You get full control of the database administration and configuration that you may have given up, but you wanted. You can take it back. And if there's certain database workloads that you still want to not have to manage and stuff, no problem. We can leverage the power of RDS for Oracle to take off those workloads that, hey, I don't need the power of this thing and I don't want to manage it. No problem. That's the beauty of this service in AWS, is that we can do Oracle DB at AWS. You can do RDS for Oracle, and you can put your Oracle workloads where you feel that they're best. And it's ideal for migrating Exadata systems without re-architecting. If it was running on Exadata on-prem today or on OCI, and that latency and that egress stuff was an issue for you, no need to worry. Let's just move it over. You have Golden Gate, you have Exadata, you have these capabilities, not a problem. We can literally run that workload now natively in AWS. And you get the autonomous database undedicated, right? So it's a fully managed, self-driving, self-securing Oracle database, patches itself, et cetera. It's best for new applications and AI/ML workloads, right? So you want to use this in conjunction with other AWS services. You can do that now. Oracle manages both the infrastructure and the database operations for you, built-in AI for automatic tuning, patching, scaling, security, et cetera. So yeah, you can even run it on this if you wanted, So again, it gives us the full flexibility as a customer to run our Oracle workloads within the AWS framework, wherever it makes the most sense for us, whether it's on Exadata native service or the autonomous or RDS for Oracle. Not everything has to go here, but we get full capability to decide what service within the AWS ecosystem makes the most sense for us for our enterprise Oracle workloads. And on that note, I'm going to have Amit kind of walk us through the architecture for Oracle DB at AWS. Amit?
Sure. Thanks, Mihir. And I'll be talking about the ODB at AWS. Generally, we call like ODB at AWS in short for Oracle Database at AWS. So I'll be talking through the architecture here. So yeah, this is a multi-cloud architecture. So this shows an OCI region or parent region tied or paired to an AWS region that will actually host the Oracle Exadata infrastructure or the physical infrastructure. The Exadata infrastructure is hosted inside AWS data centers in cages called as OCI, also called as like OCI child sites or pods within an AWS availability zone. And then you can peer an Amazon VPC to a private network that is tied to the ODB at AWS. And by peering these two networks, right, application servers in the application VPC can access the Oracle databases running on the Oracle database at AWS. Again, for this, so we engineered a new networking construct called ODB network that basically will hold the networking resources of the OCI child side within the AWS availability zone. So think ODB network as a logically isolated virtual network only used to host ODB at AWS resources like Exadata VM clusters or autonomous VM clusters. And the ODB network consists of a CIDR range of IP addresses. The ODB network basically maps directly to the network that exists between the OCI child side, thus serving as a means of communication between AWS and also OCI. ODB network also exposes the Exadata's client and backup subnet to the AWS world through ODB peering. And ODB peering is also a new for concept. So ODB peering is a peering of an application VPC to the ODB network, which enables the components in the application VPC to connect to the ODB at AWS resources. So think it of like, for example, applications running on an EC2 machine or ECS or EKS connecting to the Exadata database through the client subnet of the Exadata, basically, which is exposed to the application VPC through the peering. And also the connectivity between AWS region and OCI region is basically used for the OCI automation. Next slide, please. No, not this one. I think the gold one first. I'll go with the gold. Yeah, okay, thanks. So, okay, so let's changing course here, right? So let's examine this architecture through the lens of both AWS well-architected framework and also Oracle's maximum availability architecture. So in this case, I'll first talk about the gold pattern, then I'll go to the silver pattern. So we are spreading the application resources across 3 availability zones. Just to level set, right? An availability zone is one or more discrete data centers with redundant power, networking, and connectivity within an AWS region. So your primary database is hosted in AZ1, and then we maintain a local standby in AZ2 by synchronously replicating by using the Oracle Data Guard technology. And there's also a watchful observer or fast stat failover or FSFO instance running in AZ3 that basically constantly monitoring the databases and the replication. Now, this observer, think this observer as a smart guard, basically constantly watching your databases and automatically switching to the standby if needed, right? So there is no human intervention required. So now let's talk about connectivity. So here, if you see, the transit VPCs are used to ODB peer to the ODB network that hosts Exadata's networking components and does not host any application components, but and basically this is an one-to-one mapping. And now to extend the connectivity to the ODB network from any network segments, like, for example, outside of the transit VPC or the peer transit VPC, customer can use a transit gateway, which is like a network transit hub used to interconnect VPCs, and also it can extend to on-premises networks also. Now, with this architecture, Transit Gateway will have attachments to the Transit VPCs that is directly peered with the ODB network. And the same Transit Gateway is attached to the application VPCs to establish the connectivity to the ODB network. And currently, ODB network does not support a direct Transit Gateway attachments. So, so the role of the transit VPC is very crucial in this architecture. Like, for example, if you want to host mission critical applications or Oracle applications, right? So this is one of the recommended architecture. And again, in this architecture, there is no configuration changes needed for the application to connect to the database across the, let's say, if we have a database role transition, like a switchover and failover things, which may happen in future. So now, Mihir, can you change to the silver pattern? Now let's talk about the silver pattern, right? So not every workload needs that level of availability, right? So that is where silver pattern comes into the play, right? So here we are using two availability zones for the application resources instead of three for the app tier, keeping things simpler and much reliable. And again, it's perfect for business applications that can handle a brief maintenance window, or systems where like few minutes of planned downtime per month is acceptable, or let's say customer, right, who wants to balance cost with reliability, so they can use this kind of architecture. So basically it's like a trade-off, right, between cost and reliability. Now let's next slide, please. Mihir. So let's talk about some of the integrations, right? How ODB, the integrations. Slide, next slide. Yes, yeah. So again, what you're looking at is how ODB at AWS integrates with the breadth and depth of AWS for operational excellence. Now, I'll try to break it down, right, into four key areas. So first, we'll start with analytics. So imagine being able to run real-time analytics in Amazon Redshift, right? Directly on your operational data or Oracle data that is residing on ODB at AWS, right? So using the zero ETL feature. So you don't have to run or maintain complex ETL pipelines, or so there is no data copying, right? So it just works. So by using the zero ETL feature. So then there is AI and ML. So this integration or the integrations with ODB at AWS extends to the advanced AI and machine learning capabilities, allowing customers to leverage their data with Amazon Bedrock and Amazon Q for generative AI applications, while Amazon SageMaker facilitates the development of custom machine learning models, right? And I also wanted to highlight that even the Oracle Database 23 AI is available on ODB at AWS. Again, by default, it comes with vector search and store capabilities, where customer can leverage that along with the variety of large language models which is at their disposals and available in the AWS generative AI services. Basically, they can use it to power or maybe build like generative AI applications. So then there is like for application development, we have got seamless integrations with everything, right, from EC2 and to container services. Now developers can use all their favorite AWS developer tools while working with their Oracle data or Oracle operational data sitting on ODB at AWS, right? And finally, let's talk about security and networking, right? So security here at AWS, security for customers' data in the cloud is our top priority. So often we call it as our job zero. So we can use so there are a lot of AWS services are already integrated with ODB. For example, you can use AWS IAM policies for centralized access control. You can use CloudFormation for infrastructure as code, CloudWatch for monitoring your ODB at AWS databases. It is integrated with CloudWatch. You can use CloudTrail logs for governance and compliance. ODB at AWS is also integrated with Amazon Event Bridge, right, for event-driven architecture. So, for example, let's say if you want to get notified, right? Let's say if some certain event happening on both AWS and OCI side also, right? So So you can get alerted by using the event bridge service. And again, these are some of the examples of integrations with ODB, right? And finally, the last and most important thing is that this solutions is also incorporates Amazon S3 for database backups, or the ODB at AWS database backups. And again, as you know, S3 is designed to provide provide up to like 11 nines of durability. So yeah, this is a really good like backup source for your Oracle operational data, which is on ODB. Yeah, with that said, I would like to hand over the floor back to Mihir. Mihir, please take us forward.
Thank you, Amit, for that detailed explanation on the architecture and the options. So that was great. Are customers actually using this? Absolutely. Fidelity Investments Nationwide, SAS, and numerous other customers since this service has been launched. These are some of the few early adopters before it went GA that have taken hold of the service, right? And they've implemented it. So there's a lot of customers that are adopting it. The economics of this solution are phenomenal. So it's definitely worth a look as you're evaluating, what do I do with our Oracle investments in AWS? How do I get the most value out of them? Get the capabilities that we want, save money as a result of it. What are our options? How do we do that? Look at the service. The economics of it are phenomenal, especially with the 1 proc is equal to 4 vCPU equivalency, the support rewards, etc. These customers were able to get more value out of that platform technology by moving it to Oracle DB at AWS for these true systems that needed Oracle RAC. So yeah, Oracle RAC for real, right? We get enterprise grade capability with true Oracle RAC and Oracle RAC support in AWS. We as AWS customers have not had that till this service went GA. We've kind of made do with other solutions that may or not say they didn't work, they worked, but I was always running our business at risk in terms of, am I going to get support from Oracle? What if something happens? Is Oracle going to support me? I don't need to worry about any of that anymore. I get Oracle RAC fully supported, fully operational, and all the other benefits of licensing and support rewards, et cetera, that we've been talking about, right? So I get true RAC support, multi-node cluster, shared storage, everything with Oracle RAC that the DBAs and the teams have, our platform teams have been accustomed to. Nothing new in terms of technology to learn, et cetera. It's just tried and true Oracle RAC technology, fully supported by AWS and Oracle. Gives us better HA capabilities with the multi-AZ deployments, like the gold architecture Amit just walked us through. Native AWS backups with the S3 that Amit just talked about, cross-region DR, et cetera, right? So we get better resiliency, better RTOs to our business with this service, right? Linear scalability, add additional nodes to the rack cluster to increase capacity and performance without downtime, supporting, better enterprise workloads, rolling updates, things like that we got on-prem. I just haven't had in AWS until now. So we get better load distribution and failover, right? We can combine rack with non-rack, the silver and the gold patterns that Amit just walked us through. We can combine those. Get better performance benefits because it's hybrid columnar compression, right? Capabilities. This is an engineered service specifically designed for the Oracle database, now running in AWS. So traditional AWS versus Oracle database at AWS, right? Traditional AWS uses single instance VMs, right, with manual clustering complexity, right? We had to set up the data guards, within region. It's called HADRs across region, all of this. We can get it down with data guard to maybe 15 minutes of RPO recovery point objective, in terms of the only maximum data loss of 15 minutes, things like that. But now with Oracle RAC being available, I get true Oracle RAC capabilities. I don't have to worry about a node going down, etc. And business can continue to run all with the power of the Exadata. So that's great. How do we get started? What do we do? AWS has a great program for customers called the 1OLA. It's for certified partners like Apps Associates to be able to walk you through your Oracle licensing, your entire estate, whether it's Oracle, Microsoft, storage, cloud to cloud, right? We have customers that are moving from OCI to this, and other hyperscalers to this service. VMware, right? VMware is a big topic of discussion within the leadership teams at pretty much all companies with the changes in VMware pricing. How do I take my Oracle workloads that are running on VMware and leverage the service in lieu of that? How do I optimize that? How do I optimize my storage? AWS has a program called the 1OLA that we can look at all of these facets for you if you want. It's fully funded by AWS for certain partners like Apps Associates, and we'll walk you through that journey. So, we suggest that customers look at the OLA program and evaluate this first, right? So it's a 4 to 6 week engagement. It's AWS fully funds this for us to evaluate it for you. We'll determine what's the optimal place to put your Oracle workloads. Not just Oracle. If you want Microsoft included in there, we'll look at that. Your storage is old, and we want to look at that. We can look at that. Your VMware, is it Pinpoint for you? Absolutely, we can look at that all through the OLA. We recommend we do the OLA to understand your estate and to understand where to optimize those licenses, right? So we'll look at different solutions from performance, capacity, IOPS, et cetera, to determine the optimal placement of those Oracle and other workloads within AWS. So we'll prioritize your best interests. If Oracle Database at AWS isn't the best fit for you, that's fine. We'll look at all of our service capabilities within AWS to optimize what your business and your business priorities are, right? We've had proven success with numerous customers to save them money in annual license costs, et cetera, by doing these OLAs and looking at ODB@A or not, right? As I've talked about the support rewards and other things, right? The key statistics that we see is 36% average compute cost reduction with running this stuff, running these OLA programs with customers. 85% of customers are finding license optimizations, 92% satisfaction with the assessment process. These are our Apps Associates results because these customers have wanted to look at other options for their Oracle ecosystems, and we moved that into AWS and achieved phenomenal results with customers. The assessment process is an automated discovery tools with comprehensive analysis. It's a data-driven approach. It's not just us guessing. We'll send you some tools that will run, and then we'll determine the optimal placement of those workloads within the AWS service portfolio. So if you're ready to embark on this journey to see how we can save you money along with AWS with this new service, what are the next steps? I really need Oracle RAC. My Exadata are quickly approaching their 5-year end of life service date here. Can you and Amit help me? Absolutely. No cost. AWS OLA is the way to start. Let's evaluate it. Let's determine. So what do we get out of it if we engage with you guys, Mayor and Amit? We'll set up a discovery call for 30 minutes. We'll engage with you guys and determine your environment. What is the scope? We'll do the scripts execution. It'll probably take about a week and make sure that we get the full funding and stuff from AWS. That's never been an issue. We'll schedule the assessment timeline. The assessment itself will take 4 to 6 weeks. Why so long? Because depending on how big the estate is, your Oracle estate or other, do you want to include a storage OLA into it? Do you want to include VMware? Do you want to include Microsoft? Things like that will factor into that assessment. We can keep it to just being the Oracle, no problem. But then we have to run those tools to be able to capture the relevant data we need to determine the optimal placement of said workloads in AWS. So we'll capture that. We'll look at your license data. You'll send us this is what we're entitled to run from an assets perspective, license perspective. We'll take that and optimize it within AWS. We'll give you a cloud migration timeline readiness approach. AWS calculator cost. So meaning, what is this going to cost me if I run it in AWS? And then a high level TCO. It's like, okay, these numbers make sense. What's my payback period on this? So we'll give you that as a part of the assessment. We'll look at your RPO, RTO backups, et cetera, all of those variables, and get you a true cost on AWS. We'll give you the architecture recommendations. Again, it's data driven based on those tools that we'll run. We'll get you the cost benefit and then managing those solutions options with you. Customize architecture blueprint, right? So this workload will go on ODB at A, this will go on RDS, this will go EC2, whatever. We'll determine the optimal place to put these workloads based on your specific unique business requirements, right? We'll send you a risk assessment for migration strategy options. How do I migrate this? I got Golden Gate in this. I got data. I can't afford any downtime because that's why it's running on Exadata. How do I move this from on-prem into AWS? Through this OLA process, we'll give you a high-level view of how we at Apps Associates in our 15-year partnership with AWS, how we've achieved success. We'll tailor that for you through the subsequent phases of MAP, Migration Assistance Program from AWS. We'll start the migration planning. Maybe we do a proof of concept first, maybe not, right? What does it, how does this new ODB at A service change the way that I need to think about my training for my resources, my team, et cetera? Maybe you're on OCI already today and you're getting off of OCI and bringing it all into Oracle DB at AWS. What are the changes there? We'll guide you through all that as part of the migration planning. And then you'll connect you with the primary Apps Associates contact and AWS representative going forward for support, and you'll benefit from a vendor agnostic, transparent approach focused on your business and your success with this technology, right? We are your trusted advisor and partner. We'll walk you through this journey to explore how this new service might fit into your overall strategy as it relates to your Oracle workloads and ecosystem. And on that note, thank you very much for joining us today. My name is Mahir Patel, and there's my email address up there. We do have a new webinar coming up next week, which I encourage you guys to join. Please join. And we'll deep dive further into the OLA process and how the OLA process, which is funded by AWS for partners like Apps Associates, to help you take advantage and determine if which services within the AWS portfolio of services makes the most sense for your Oracle, VMware, Microsoft, et cetera workloads. And on that note, thank you everyone for joining, and have a wonderful day.